Welcome back, babies and boo things. This is the True Serum Football Start Sit Thursday edition. I'm Jordan.
I'm Travis. Whoop whoop! Thursday night football.
Yeah, Thursday night football, and man, we've got all this different stuff going on at TSF right now, and as you guys can drop in those start sit questions. Can't wait to answer those bad boys. But we got all these little games and contests going on, and coming into this week, me and Travis were sitting at the top of the mountain of the pick'em, and then well, Monday night happened, and it looks like Travis Sumter is sitting by him, lonesome self on top of the mountain. How does it feel, Travis?
You shouldn't have won against the Eagles, baby. Fly Eagles. Fly Eagles fly.
Die Eagles die, whatever. Yeah, you're right. I went with Captain Kirk Cousins, baby. I went with Justin. Give me all them points, Jefferson from week one, and it did not work out well for me. So anyway, I'm coming in hot this week. Go pick a couple upsets, throw a Hail Mary because I got to get one up on you this week. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, we got a couple questions coming in. First of all, man, I feel all the love. Joey Fickle blowing us kisses tonight. Right back at you, sir. We got one from Ben Kaiser. I'm gonna let you answer this one because I think Ben Kaiser might be a little bit mad at me. So
What did
Amari
you?
Cooper or Brashad Perryman? I'll tell the story in a minute.
For me, I'm gonna go Amari Cooper. As I do believe Perryman could. I believe he's talented enough to bust loose, but I think he's gonna probably for the most of the time he's gonna be locked down by Zaire Alexander. So I don't really trust in Perryman all that much, even if he was Tom Brady's number one in that offense. So I'm going on Amari Cooper tonight.
So last week, I think it was on the Sunday start sit. I was just like, man, I can't start Amari Cooper. I might as well drop that guy at this point. I wanted no part of him. So that was one reason Ben might not like me. And I've been just banging that bell. And speaking of, bang our bell up on YouTube. But I've just been banging that bell for Russell Wilson and these these Denver Broncos. Sorry about that. And
No,
man,
no,
I
no,
was
no,
just
no, no. You know what? You almost had it. The Denver Broncos wish they had half the offense that the Detroit Lions have.
Oh, I love it. Hey, through two games statistically, Russ is outperforming Peyton. So I'm keeping hope alive, Russell. I got so much Sutton and Judy and Akui Boonham and Javon. I got them all, man. I got them all. Anyway, I agree with Travis. We got to go with Amari Cooper here. Joey Fickle, show us some more love, my dude. What's up, baby? That's rough, Ben. To me, it's Amari Cooper. Man, you got to go with Amari Cooper. None of these wide receivers, there's like not a healthy wide receiver in sight in Tampa Bay. Even the people coming in, like Brashad Perryman, he's already banged up. Like they're all hurt. They're all hurt. Got our usual Thursday night co-host Colt Martin. Sorry I'm not there tonight, boys. I love y'all. Deontay or Curtis Samuel standard.
I think for me in a standard, I'm gonna go Curtis Samuel. He's just been on fucking fire the last two games, and I think that trend probably continues this week.
Even though he's coming up against those white hot Eagles.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so for me, it's also Curtis Samuel. We're agreeing too much tonight, so this is weird. But to me, it's also Curtis Samuel. Any other format, it's Deontay, but most likely to get into the touchdown is the way I look at it with standard, and that's Curtis Samuel. Uh, Jacob Paulista coming in. You say it because I can't make these words come out of my mouth.
Fly Eagles fly! Woo!
Woo! And speaking of Jacob Paulista, I was going to do this a little bit later, but hopefully Mr. Paulista has stuck around. So I'm going to cut over to this graphic real quick. Travis, we got the 144 going on, and we have the top 10 weekly scorers from week two. You want to start us off?
How do you want to do it? You want to go 1 through 10?
Hold on, hold on. So I suck at
So,
this whole navigating thing, guys. I'm trying to get used to it, but hold on,
number one.
Travis. I took us both off of there, so they didn't hear a damn thing you said. Start from the top. My bad.
So, so I'm gonna actually start from the bottom this week. We're gonna go Jacob Lista. He's comes in as the 10th scorer this week at 187.06. This is his second time making the list, so back-to-back weeks. He was number 1 last, number 10 this week. So he's off to a great start in TSF 144. Next one.
Yeah, we got Ba with a ba, the bang a dang, diggy said the boogie Bowen at 188.10. I've been planning that all damn day. Then we got my mans that I let down in week 2. I'm sorry about you, Big Kaiser. And he was talking all that shade in the 144 chat saying, if I just started Amari Cooper. Anyway, take it away.
Yeah, but you still did pretty well for yourself, Ben. Next, we got our main man behind the scenes. You all know him if you're part of the TSF family. Zach Kurtz at 194.4. He's in League 8. He's got an absolute monster of a team. I'm starting off 0-2, and Zach Kurtz is killing it right now.
Of course he is. Of course he. How's Richard Mikhailov doing? That's what I want to know.
I'm hearing it in my DMs from Richard Mikhailov about how I'm 0-2. So
yeah, you are. Of course you are. Anyway, we got Bobby Fantasy Football Swan himself, 196.16. Best dynasty player I know. We got Dynamite Drew at 196.4, just a little bit over him. We got Joey Fickle at 199.5. Dominic Crybari, 209.12. Daniel Miller, 210.78. And Audra out on Bonds, top scorer of the week, 227.32. So I think I've seen Colt on this list. I think I see Bobby. I think I see Joey. Man, we're breaking through this week, Travis. I feel it.
oh yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. My team is too loaded to not be on this list.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Anyway, let me take that down. Anyway, that was the top 10 scorers of the week. Get in their DMs, talk some trash, and tell them they ain't going to do it again. Up next, we got Big Kaiser saying, no, it happens. Not mad at you, Jordan. I'm pretty pissed off at me, Ben. That's all I want to say. We're going to make it up to you this week. But he does say, shit happens. Joey Fickle, Trubisky, or Brissett?
I'm trying to pick my starter in the content creator league.
That was the most epic quarterback fade I've ever seen in my life. What was it, like the 13th round you finally buckled? It was ridiculous.
Something like that. For me, I think I'm gonna go with Trubisky. Fuck, this game's gonna be just an absolute dog shit ugly game. So if I had to pick one, I'm gonna go Trubisky in this one.
Give me Jacoby Brissett. Finding Amari Cooper, figuring out he's got some life in this offense. I want no part of the Pittsburgh Steelers right now until I see otherwise.
My hope and pray is that the Pittsburgh Steelers and the offense plays so terribly tonight that Kenny Pickett gets the call. They have that 10-day rest between the next game, and I hope Kenny Pickett gets the call to be the starter after this week.
Well, can't spell pick without Pickett. Anyway, for me, it's Jacoby Brissett tonight. Up next, we got my main man, Tattoo, Blake Hensley, OJ, M. Brown, assuming that's Hollywood, or Amari Cooper.
Who are you going with?
This one's tough. A bit of a toss-up for me. I am probably going Hollywood Brown.
So they do have the Rams. I think I'm probably with you on the Hollywood Brown call. I mean, like I would be worried about Ramsey, maybe guarding him. Maybe if Ramsey's whatever. I don't even want to say it right now, but he's been playing a lot more, guard the slot. So if Marquise Brown isn't being guarded by Ramsey, I think Marquise Brown gets loose. So.
Yeah, for me, I mean, even if he does get guarded by Ramsey, Stephon Diggs showed you that you can cook him with a little bit of speed. So for me, Arizona finally showed a little bit of signs of life at the end of that game last week. I think they keep it rolling a little bit. I think Amari Cooper is going to be a week-to-week boomer bust, and if I have Hollywood Brown, I'm starting. There's a time and a place for both of them, though. Up next, we got Joey Fickle. He can't hear nothing, but he'll rewatch it later. Thank you, Joey. We have Blake Hensley again. What's up, my boys? Miss you, dog. I miss you, OJ. Man, me and Blake, we're in this high rollers league, and we're really splitting hairs on a Justin Herbert trade. I'll probably have to get in your DMs about that afterwards, Travis. So, Joey Fickle, he clicked that like button. Y'all should be just like Joey Fickle and do the same damn thing. And if you haven't already, switch on over to the YouTube, bang that bell, give us a notification. We're climbing week after week after week. We ain't going to stop here. Up next, we have our YouTube regular, Astatine Gusanov. Yow, are you guys liking Curtis Samuel or Amari Cooper? A lot of Amari Cooper questions tonight. I like it.
I think I'm probably gonna wait on the Curtis Samuel.
You're gonna start Curtis Samuel instead of Amari since Amari plays
instead
tonight.
of Amari Cooper. Yep.
Give me Curtis Samuel, and I'm not waiting on anything. The only way Washington has any chance this upcoming week is to get in a shootout like the Detroit Lions did in week 1. This Philadelphia team is nasty. It's for real. It's not going away. Darius Slay's playing out of his mind. Don't even get me started on Jalen Hurts. So for me, I think Curtis Samuel is as good of a bet as anybody to get in the end zone this week.
Yeah, they're using him in a lot of different ways too. He's getting 4 rushes per game. He's catching about 7 passes per game. He's getting utilized just like he did with Carolina when he was healthy, 2 years ago. So he's been absolutely killing it the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, completely agree on that. And I mean, really, this whole Washington offense is clicking pretty well for these first couple of weeks. So we'll see how long it lasts. Up next, we got Ben Kaiser, 2-quarterback league. Do we want Matty Ice, Jacoby Brissett, or Mitchell Trubisky for the second option?
So I was already stated earlier on the Trubisky and Brissett, and I want Trubisky.
Oh, so you ain't even considering Mr. Matty Ice after last week?
No. If he's considering, I think Matty Ice is the one that he's considering in, I believe, and then right.
I think these 3 are his backups, and he's asking which one is QB2. But either way, let's rank them. How would you rank them?
I mean, I'd probably go. The Colts have been so shitty, but Matty Ice does get back Pittman this week, so I think that should help him out quite a bit. So I'm going to stick with Matty Ice, Trubisky, then Brissett.
So I'm 100% with you on Matty Ice. I think getting back Pittman Jr. is everything to that offense. Again, similar game script. They're going to have to – I know they scored none against Jacksonville, but they're going to have to find some ways to put some points on the board against Kansas City. So, to me, Matty Ice is the smash of these 3, but I'm still going Jacoby Brissett over Mitchell Trubisky. Richard Mikhailov says, hey, guys, always great to see y'all on a Thursday. Baby, it's great to see you any day. One of my favorites. I love me some Richard Mikhailov. Featured on Roundtable this week, so make sure you check that out. Drop it tomorrow. Do you have something, Trav?
No. Just starting to know Richard, really. I know you guys been going back and forth for quite a long time. And you're kind of like, I love this dude. You know what? Me and him are kind of getting that little thing going. So, I absolutely love Richard.
Has he taught you how to measure stuff yet?
No.
Oh gosh, I can't wait for that. The Richard Mikhailov measuring system is the only measuring system I use. Up next, we got Dawson Knox. This is Richard Mikhailov question: Dawson Knox or Logan Thomas PPR?
So me, I'm probably gonna be Dawson Knox. I think this is gonna be probably the second highest scoring game of the week this week. Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills. A lot of people are like, "Oh, this Buffalo Bills defense," but I think this Dolphins offense could come on and absolutely keep up with what Buffalo's doing, even though the defense has looked superb. I just think Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and all that speed on that offense is just so ridiculous that it's going to be hard for any defense to kind of keep pace with that. You know what I mean? I think these two teams like really match up well together.
I think this one's going to be a barn burner. I cannot wait for it. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. I think Logan Thomas has been a pretty solid option the last couple of weeks, but I kind of agree with everything you said. I really expect Dawson Knox to get in the end zone this week. I believe Gabriel Davis will be back. So, I mean, I feel like Josh Allen's going to be finding every single one of his weapons in that offense. All right, up next we got Augustine Goosenov. Man, we love you too. Appreciate you, man. Keep turning in or keep tuning in. Hop in them DMs. Let's get to know each other a little bit better. But thank you for the support. Thank you. I know you already banged that bell. Be like Augustine. Bang that bell. Up next, we got another regular. We got Mr. Russell Fry. Who are we starting? Are we starting the struggling Joe Burrow, or are we starting Tua Tagovailoa?
Oh man, that one is really tough. But I think I'm gonna go with a bounce back game for Joe Burrow this week.
If you have Tua on your team and you saw what he did last week, and you have the grapefruit sized cojones to sit that guy, you got bigger grapefruits than I do, right?
Like
Just,
balls about
mammoths.
that big, right?
Hugest balls in the world. I mean, Tua right now, like, how do you not start that guy? Like, how do you not? I get it. Joe Burrow's got a juicy matchup against the Jets. Dallas, although I don't think they're anything special, they do have a great defense led by Micah Parsons. Kid's a monster. So I could see the Burrow rebound game. I'm taking Tua Tagovailoa all day long. Never thought I would say that. All right.
You know what though? I've been on this I've been on this Tua train all off season. I've been on this Tua train since he came out of college. Like I never like really stopped believing in Tua. I like people were really down on, oh, he can't throw the deep ball, and you can go back and listen to our podcast from earlier in the season when we discussed the AFC East and how I was talking about Tua and how I was talking him up by how Tyreek Hill was an upgrade for Tua. I've always loved him. I'm going to continue to love him. I'm still trying to acquire him in Dynasty in some way if I can.
And I will say Travis Sumter is also known around here as the receipt keeper, and he keeps all the receipts. So if you say something dumb in front of this guy, prepare to have it on blast 6 months later. But also, when Travis says something that's straight fire, believe you me, he's going to post it and show it right to you. And I believe just this last week, you're like, I think I posted something about Tua and his 2 top 10 wide receivers. So yeah, Travis, you have been ahead of that curve since day one. Up next, we got Joseph Fickle, Freiermuth or Irv Smith.
So we got Freiermuth tonight against the Browns. And we got Irv Smith, which I really liked what he did against in that game on that big long pass. I'm gonna go Irv Smith because I don't really know what it is with Adam Thielen. He kind of just looks like a shell of himself out there. I think Irv Smith actually might be the second best option in the passing game on this team. He looked really good last week, and this game projects to be the highest scoring game of the week in the points total, and I think it will live up to that. I mean, Lions Vikings, the Lions have had the highest points totals of the last like 2 weeks. There's like 70-point games the last couple weeks, so like I imagine this game is just over the top, even more than the Bills and Dolphins game that I'm projecting to be over that.
So for me, I don't know if I'm ready to anoint him the number 2 option, but he certainly did look like it against the Eagles. Thielen did get involved late, but he was a complete non-factor early in that game. So for me, I believe I agree with you again. Ooh, we need to stop this. But to me, it's definitely Irv Smith. And especially against Detroit, I think he's definitely going to see a decent amount of shake in this game. Up next, I'm going to let you read this. I'm digging for something. Read that for me, Travis.
So Gordon, Zay Jones, Nelson Aguilar, or Brashard Perryman. I'm guessing Melvin Gordon. I think I'm probably who we got here. Let's see, Zay Jones. We got. Get it down here a little bit. Got the Chargers, so probably. I think I'm probably on those 3. I'm gonna probably be Perryman, just because I think he can possibly get out and get 1 or 2 catches. Maybe Tom Brady gets him in the end zone one time.
So, assuming you just pick one on here, and is that Josh Gordon or Melvin Gordon?
It's got to be Melvin.
I don't know, man. Richard Oh, you're in this league. Richard, just like with his ladies, is a 1 league kind of guy. He won't play in 2. So I am going. I think I'm going Nelson Aguilar on this one. I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about the way I see Perryman is he's the must start if nobody else plays, right? But any of those guys above him end up on that field, I feel like I'm not starting Perryman anywhere. I think Aguilar's the safest option.
Yeah, I mean, I do like to like I'm kind of split on the Zay Jones Nelson Aguilar thing, because I think Zay Jones, he like the Jaguars offense, they have, he's been slinging around. Trevor Lawrence has been swinging around. Zay Jones has been getting quite a bit of targets in that slot, so I mean it's been fruitful for him there. So for me, if you don't want to chase that touchdown upside of Perryman, especially if somebody is out, then I'm probably fading to Zay Jones, then Aguilar, then Gordon. That's probably how I roll it.
Up next, we got Deontay Johnson or Singletary PPR flex.
So I think I was kind of talking before about how it's going to kind of maybe be a high scoring game between the Bills and the Dolphins. So I'm probably going to stick with Singletary in that game.
I am going Deontay Johnson. I get it. I get everything you're saying about Singletary. To me, Deontay's the better player. He's the better weapon. It's a division matchup. He gets loose for anything. I think he's going to return value. There is a chance, and I know you believe in the Dolphins, but there is a chance that the Buffalo Bills just kick their teeth down their throat to start this game like they have done everybody else. And in the third quarter, all of a sudden, their 7th string running back is taking some snaps. So I'm cooled off on Singletary for that fact alone. I'm going Deontay Johnson this week on that one. You read this next one because I am ashamed.
Tua or Russell Wilson is still pissing me off. I could have scored 250 points of 1 league if I listened to Jordan. Or if I hadn't listened.
It was the right call then. I'm sorry, Ben. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm going to address Russell Wilson with this next question, thanks to Brian Benienda. To me, right now, if you've got Tua Tagovailoa, you start Tua Tagovailoa. unless if you got Josh Allen or Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, it kind of sucks for some of us that have Russell Wilson because honestly you have him and you have that other option. You almost have to start Tua. Especially now that you've seen it, like Russell Wilson, we haven't seen shit from this year yet.
Agreed. So this next question is from Brian Benienda, and he asked, I'm going to let you go first on this one, Travis. What's up, boys? Is it too early to give up on Russell Wilson?
I'm guessing this is a one quarterback league, yeah. And then I don't know, like if you didn't want to play him against the 49ers, I would be comfortable going on my waivers and trying to pick up Jared Goff to play.
What if it's a drop situation?
I mean, you can stream quarterback and still get top 12 auction every week out of a quarterback. You don't need to roster a steady quarterback.
What if it's a 2 QB league? Do you think you? Well, I guess you can still start Goff in that scenario.
Unless you're like super rich in a dynasty, I mean, you're not probably benching Russ.
I think there's definitely a scenario where you are benching Russ this week in certain formats, but it's not time to give up on Russell Wilson. And I'm planting the flag again, putting my foot down, y'all. Russell Wilson's gonna figure this out, and I don't know if it's Russ being rusty. I don't know if it's Nathaniel Hackett just sucking. I don't know what's going wrong, but I believe it'll be figured out, right, Travis? Like, this is too good of a situation for him not to kick ass in. Am I crazy?
I hate to say this, and I know Russ wants to cook, but they really, really, really need to get back to just depending on that running game. And they kind of do what Seattle did and follow that recipe.
I mean, they tried that in week 1 and they lost because of those fumbles.
Yeah, but Geno Smith looked like an MVP candidate in that game.
That happened in 2022. Write that down. Up next, we got Joey. Anyway, Brian Benienda, don't give up on Russ yet. There are better days ahead, I promise you. And that goes for the owners of Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon, or Albert Akumi-Buddha. Better days are ahead, damn it.
Don't write Russ off because he ain't writing back.
He ain't writing back, that's right. All right, up next, we got Joseph Fickle again, Kyle Pitts or Cole Kmet. Get out of here. It's Kyle Pitts. I am not even rostering Cole Kmet at this point. What a waste of a freaking draft pick.
As high as like I was on him, I mean, you can contest this. I'm sure you heard it from me at one time or another. But yeah, I mean, and Kyle Pitts has definitely been a meant to fantasy owners so far, because obviously Drake London is the number 1 option in that offense, and Kyle Pitts is the number 2 option in this offense. And as you said, Cole Kmet, he's totally droppable to me at this point.
To me, Cole Kmet, if you're not dropping him, I'm stashing him until they take Justin Fields off of that football field, because I am convinced that Justin Fields is the absolute worst quarterback in the National Football League right now. He is awful.
I don't totally agree with that assessment, only because I think the offensive line is that bad too. I don't think, I don't know. There's a lot of variables to it, but the offensive line is fucking terrible.
Maybe the starting quarterback's worse than Justin Fields right now. Go. Time's up. See? Nobody. Sorry, Bears fan. Man, y'all coming in hot with these questions, making me get lost. Up next, we got Ben Kaiser. We got Njoku, Fant, or Kittle.
I think Kittle, it sounds like he's probably going to go this week, so I'm going to probably go Kittle, especially with Jimmy Garoppolo under center again.
Yeah, to me, it's Kittle, and then it's Noah Fant. Obviously, you can't play Njoku.
But interesting enough, I do have a bet in tonight, and we're to get to another question here in a bit, but I got Njoku for an anytime touchdown score tonight in the game.
Yeah, you do. Up next, we got Wiggs, Team Jordan in the Survivor League. We got Jeremy Wiggs, Brant, the more handsome of his two roommates. He said, "What's up, fellas? Is it time to hit the panic button on Kyle Pitts?" Funny that you should ask that.
I'm not hitting the panic button. I mean, if you drafted him, you're pretty much stuck with him. You drafted him in the round, and you're probably not going to be able to go out and trade him for anything right now anyway, so you almost got to ride it.
Yeah, you definitely got to ride with him. You invested a lot of draft capital in him. You shouldn't have, but it's okay. Kid is incredibly talented. He's too good not to figure it out. He had 1,000 yards last season with, a little bit better quarterback play, but I don't know if it was much better quarterback play. And if you tune in to the weekly roundtable with True Serum Football, we actually tackled that question specifically this week. But don't stop believing, as Journey once said. Ben says if Kittle plays, he's the obvious play. That's why I say you play Kittle, and if he doesn't play, you throw in Fant.
They said real quick. They said that last week. Kittle could have probably won in that game if they would have needed him to, but I think they kind of sat him for precaution. So I think he should be able to go this week.
We got Hugo Munoz. Cleveland covers negative 4.5. What say you, Travis?
I don't. Well, I don't think they cover the 4.5. I think they're gonna. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a 3 or 4 point game, and I actually got the Steelers to cover the 4.5.
I got Pittsburgh winning this game by a touchdown. I think Cleveland, they did have the ferocious comeback brought to them last week. They're probably pretty pissed off about that. I think Pittsburgh's had a pretty rough couple of games. I actually picked them straight up to get the win tonight. We have Richard Mikhailov. How do you guys feel about Lazard? Think he gets it together this season and produces?
I mean, he did have the touchdown in the last game, and I would imagine that Aaron Rodgers looks for ways to get him more involved as the season goes. But honestly, like I've said all along, it's all about the two running backs, and they're the two most talented players that Aaron Rodgers has at his disposal. So,
yeah, I agree. I think he gets it together at some point, but I'm not super confident he ever becomes a weekly, set it and forget it type producer. I still don't think there's a legitimate number one option in this offense outside of Jones and Dillon. Colt Martin flexing on you. He said, read that drop zone where he suggested to drop that turd, Cole Kmet. So, yeah. Make sure you're checking out our articles, guys. We've got content coming out the ass right now, including Colt Martin on the drop zone. Big thank you to all our writers, to all our producers, all our Zach Kurtzes and family, because you guys really kick ass. You're the real MVP. A couple more questions here before we wrap up tonight. Bryce Lunning wants to know, Kirk, Waddle, Sutton, Julio, take 2. For the love of God, Bryce, I hope when we answered this last week, we told you Jalen Waddle. If not, I hope you forgive us.
Me, I'm probably gonna go all in Sutton in that game. I don't think Julio's really in contention to even be in consideration.
Give me Jalen Waddle, and for the first time this year, I'm not picking Courtland Sutton. Give me Christian Kirk. And I really hate myself for having to just say that right now, because if there were two things I were adamant about in the offseason, it's go Waddle and Kirk blows. But, man, Kirk's certainly got a sizable role in this offense. I want to see the Broncos get it together. I'm starting Courtland Sutton everywhere, but I don't have a lot of Kirk, And if that were my options, I would go with Kirk this week.
Do you remember my tweet that I sent out before the season?
No, but I know you do.
Christian, you will look back and regret not drafting Christian Kirk or Alan Lazard. Fantasy manager as well.
Well, so far you're half right on that because I have no regret.
Yep.
Actually, the only regrets I have on Alan Lazard are the leagues that I did draft him in so far. So we are going to end it with where it all began tonight. Joseph Fickle closing it out. Who gets on the field first, J.K. Dobbins or DeAndre Hopkins?
I think that J.K. Dobbins ends up seeing the field first, and then because he's got the benefit of not being suspended.
Well, I mean, you could argue Hopkins has the benefit of not being injured, but I think J.K. Dobbins, if he doesn't get on the field this week, I certainly think it'll be by week 4, and God, I hope so, because I have a couple shares of him. But yeah, to me, this is a smash J.K. Dobbins.
And tonight, I'll just put this out there too. I'm not starting J.K. Dobbins in any league that I have him in until I see him get out there and actually see it from him. I don't want any part of him right away.
I agree, and ultimately, I think as soon as he gets on the field, he's going to be a difference maker. So I am banking on him having a pretty big rebound season. But I agree with you. I want to see him stay healthy for just a minute. We're going to go one more question, only because it's my main man, Jangalang, also on Team Jordan in Survivor. We got Derek Jangalang Lang, and he wants to know what's good, Dorchester or Perryman in the flex this week?
I'm probably going to go Perryman on that one. Or is that... Do you spell that right? I'm probably Perryman.
I am also going Perryman, and I'm glad you said that because I have no idea who Dorchester is. So that is the main reason I'm going Brashad Perryman.
I don't know if he meant like Dorch from
from Arizona.
From Arizona. So I mean, I guess if that's who he meant, and we still find out
if it's Dorch, I'm going Dorch.
Yeah, if we find out that Rondell Moore is still not going to be playing, I'll probably take Dorch if that's who we're referring to here.
I got one question for you. Before we go, this one's for me. I know you weren't super high on Rondale coming into the season, and I know I was. I loved the kid. I loved him last year. Does the amount of targets that Dorch has seen kind of encourage you on Rondale once he gets onto the field? Because it definitely does me.
Well, the thing is, though, Dorch, the greatest ability is availability, and Dorch has been available, and he's been producing. So why would the coaching staff just automatically give that right back to Rondell Moore when Dorch has been producing in that role? If anything, they're going to... If anything, they're just
talent.
If anything, they're just going to use Rondell Moore like in the backfield, kind of, and those swing option plays and all that stuff. I don't like that for his fantasy outlook. So honestly, like it's Dorch, and I've always been kind of down on Rondell Moore. Even I know how talented he is, but just the way that they utilize him, I just do not like.
It's funny that you say you know how talented he is because you're like, why would they go away from that? And I was just going to say, well, because of fucking talent. And that kid is so electric, man. Like, right now, that dude could come into Dallas and be our number one wide receiver. And he's just as healthy as the rest of them, right? Tell me that a guy like Aaron Rodgers can't use Rondale. Free Rondale! That's my new movement anyway. I think that's all we got tonight. You got anything else, Travis, before we wrap up and go watch some Thursday night football?
No. I'm gonna take the Browns tonight. So if in case anybody wanted to copy me, I'm gonna take the Browns to to take the win tonight, and especially in our pick'em league. So if you want to go ahead and tail that, at least give you that one.
You know what? I'm gonna make sure because I don't remember, but I'm gonna check right now. And
You got about 3 there, man.
hey, 3 minutes is all I ever need.
That's what she said.
Oh nope, it's fucking locked, and I have the Browns as well, so I ain't gaining that point on you tonight. So go Cleveland anyway, as always.
Stay true.